Okay, so good morning everyone. Let's talk about Java methods. So I will be discussing it by giving an example. So basically we are using Java methods in order to make chunks of our program. Its main purpose is for easy debugging of programs, especially if your programs contains thousands of lines. So, ato siyang i-chunks. Each function of your program should have a method. So, let's have an example. So, go to File, then New Project. Let's just wait for a while. Reloading ang PC. By the way, I'm using Apache NetBeans, so I'm creating basic programs, so I will be using Java with Ant, then a Java application. And click Next. Then you have here the project name. So say for example, my project name is sample method. Then click Finish. While waiting to load, in Java, we actually have two types of method. The first one is a method that returns a value, and the second one is void method, or a method that does not return a value. And all methods can have 0, 1, 2, or more parameters. And it's up to you if you will make use of a method that returns a value or a method that does not return a value. It actually depends on how will you implement that one in your program, or how will you use it in your program. So nag-loading with kayo siya. Daga naka-install akong PC, that's why it's like this. So we have here, still loading. Talagay doon na itong paspas siya. We'll just wait. I will just remove the comments. Okay, so I will be making use of an interactive program. So for that, I will be importing say for example, we are going to create a program that allows us to enter our birth year, and then it will print our corresponding age. So we'll make use of a method for this, a method for the computation of our age. For our input, we will just put it inside our main method. So first, we need a variable int birth year. It doesn't have any value. And then system.out.print line para po na hint itong user on what to do with our program. So enter birth year. And then we have the value to be entered by the user will be assigned to birth year equals input that next int. So basically years are integer. And then we are not going to put a formula here. Instead, we are going to create a method. So when you create a method, it should be inside a class. So here's your class, this one, the yellow ones, that is inside the yellow ones, this is the body of your class. And we are going to create a method inside a class but outside the main method. So here's the main method, the yellow one. So outside the main method, it should be here. So public static, our method to be created is a method that holds one parameter, which is the year. Okay, gamiton man nato siya sa itong method, the birth year. Gamiton nato siya sa itong method, and we want that once we will call this method, the value or the computed age should be returned to the calling method, and the method who will call this method that we're going to create is of course the main method. So we'll name this as return type int, and the name of our method should be compute age, and it should have a one. It should contain one parameter, which is in, say for example, year. So we are going to compute here our age. So how to compute for your age? You can have it in, we will assign the computed age to age computed variable equals the year today. So say for example, the year today is 2022 minus our birth year or the year. Then we are going to return the age computed. Now you make sure that since our method data type is int, you make sure that the value to be returned is also of type age. Of type int. So we have here. So we are already done with our method. But take note, when you run this program, your age will not be displayed. It's because we haven't called the method yet. So we'll try. So I'm actually running the program. So we'll just wait. Okay, so we have here at the bottom part, enter birth year. So say for example 2000. We are going to type 2000 and press enter. So as of the moment, it says build successful. Nothing follows with our program. So to compute for our age, we are going to call the compute age method. So to call that one, it should be right after entering our birth year. So at this portion, we are going to call the method. So to call the method, simply write compute age, and take note that this compute age method refers to this one. It requires one parameter. So we are going to pass birth year. Atong gi-input ng birth year, dapat gamiton siya diri sa method. So we will just put here birth year. So wala na error. So compute age, birth year. So when you run this program, you will be asked, and enter birth year. So as a user, you're going to enter then your birth year. And after that one, here's a method call. So in this method call, you are going to pass whatever birth year you entered. It will be passed to our method named compute age. So it will be holden by year. So at this portion, nanay value ang atong year, and that is the birth year we entered here in our main method. So katong atong i-input mo dito siya gamiton diri. So 2022 minus year, and whatever the answer for that, it will be assigned to age computed. And that age computed value will be returned. We have here a return statement. Let's try. Enter birth year 2000 and press enter. So take note, wala output. It's because we didn't print the result. Now you take note that our value is just being returned. So in order to determine what value is being returned, we have to print this one. So system.out.print. Probably you can also have put some hint. My age is like that. So when you run this one, so say for example, you're born in the year 2000. So basically you're already 22 years old. Now let's try to create another method. So take note, in a class you can have multiple methods. Let's have a method just the same. We are going to compute your age, but this time we are going to create a method that does not return a value. So take note of the difference. Static void, since it will not return any value, so we'll make use of static void. And since you are still a beginner, we can make use of a method that has different names, because pwede man na the same of name, and that is known as, dito na siya sa higher na programming, and that is method overloading. But this time I will not discuss about method overloading. Instead, I will present to you on how to create a method or a void method, a method that does not return a value. So compute age, just put a number, and just the same, it will hold a parameter. So and int age computed equals the year for today, 22 minus year. Okay, now this time it will not return a value. So basically you will just have a printing statement. System.out.print line we can just copy my age, put it here. My age is plus, we're going to print the age computed. Now you take note, I already declared variables that has the same name, but you take note also that all methods inside a method is only accessible inside that particular method. So kaning age computed diri ra ni siya taman, aning curly brace diha ra na siya pwede nimo gamiton. Just the same here, kaning mga declarations diri purpose na siya taman, appealing year taman ra siya ng mga curly braces. So now lahi ang pag-call sa method nga mo return og value ug sa method nga dili mo return og value. So for methods that will return a value, imo siyang tawagon just like this one. Imong i-print, maghimo kag printing statement kay para mahibaw-an nato unsa nga value ang imong gi-return or ang gi-return sa imong program. But for methods that does not return a value, just like this one, void compute age 1, there's no need for us to print when we call it, because the result inside the method is already printed. So, imong tawagon is mas shorter siya. Compute age 1, since na ako gibutang dito nga 1 as name, and you just put then birth year. So, the same na ni siyang output, ako lang siyang gi-show nga lahi ang pag-call kung return siya og value o ang method na dili mo return og value. So, this one is para ani kay mo return man siya og value. So, pag tawagon nato siya, i-print nato yung result. But for this one, since dari ani nga method, nag-print na siya result, dili na nato kinalang i-print. Dili ko nato siya pwede mabutang sa system.out.print line because wala siya gina-return ng value. So, we will just call it immediately, just like this one. So, when you run this one, so we have here 2022, our example, our birth year is 2022. Press enter, and our age is still 0. Bagkat lang tagi anak. Okay, so muna siya iyang kalainan. So, say for example, ako na siyang i-comment. Para iyang basahon is kanilang sang compute age 1. So, say for example, you were born in 1948. You are already 74 years old. So, they have the same output. Only that they have different implementations. Okay? So, I will also add additional method. Say for example, additional lang gini siya. A method can also have multiple parameters. So, say for example, this method will just, what do you call this one? Get the sum of 5 numbers. So, say for example, public static, this method will return the computed sum of 5 numbers. So, public static int sum. So, for example, the name of this is sum. Int A, int B, int C, int D, and E. So, we actually have 5 parameters. So, this method will hold 5 parameters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, basically, this will just compute the sum. So, int sum equals A plus B plus C plus D plus E. And return sum. Now, say for example, your method will return double value. You make sure that this is double. And what you declared here is also double. Pero pwede rapod na double siya, then ang iyang i-return is int. Pero dili pwede na int siya, pero ang iyang i-return is double. Okay? So, take note of that. So, when you call this one, kung ino siyang tawagon, since mo return man siya og value, so dapat na kay printing statement, system.out.print line, the sum is plus, you call then the method sum. This is the method call now. Then you supply 5 values. Pwede nga, diretso na ka, kung dili ka mag-input, pwede, you just put the 5 numbers. Like example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pero pwede po nimo i-input. If imo siyang i-input, you will replace this one with the name of your variables. Like, say for example, input ka diri og A, B, C, D, E. So, you will replace the numbers with the corresponding name of the variables. So, when we run this one, so first our program will ask for a birth year. And then, you have here, the age. My age is 44. This is for this method call. Then, another, my age is 44. This one. And the sum is 15 is for this portion. Okay, so this is how you will implement the methods. So in this part, you have sum. The sum will be printed, and when your program hits a method call, nasi nakita ang method call sum, automatically it will look for a method in your program named sum. Tanaw din diri sum. since 5 man yung parameter, so perfect yun kay siya ani nga method. So ipasa niya si 1 kang A, si 2 kang B, si 3 kang C, and so on. So at this point, pag ambak niya diri na siya yung mga values. Pero kung pananglit nag-call ka og method but then kulang ang values, so mag-error siya. Wala siya nakita nga method in your program that only contains 4 parameters. Ang naa is 5. So dili gid siya pwede mag-error siya. So karon 5 naman siya. So wala na siya problema. Naa siya nakita nga method that contains 5 parameters in your program. So when you execute this one, kani si A diri, A, B, C, D, E na sila values kaning nasa taas. Kay man ang ipasa. And mao na siya ang gamiton diri sa pag-compute sa sum, and whatever the result, it will be returned to the calling method. But if you did not call your method, they are useless. Meaning wala sila ipulos, dili sila basahan sa imong program. Pero pag naay error sa imong method, it will be detected by your compiler. It will be detected by your compiler. So be careful with that. So I hope na amoy na gets ani nga example. So you can make use of this one as your guide in creating your program. Okay?